more of a ocean city atmosphere. That is definitely a stretch, but tons of people go out there, the barbecue grill, social. This is just a real quiet, peaceful one. And this home is sandwiched in between one of the busy beaches and a quiet beach. So I see some kayakers, stand-up paddle boarders. I do see a party barge. Now in Lake Barcroft, there are no gas engines allowed, no jet skis, and that is the most amazing thing. It's always quiet, always peaceful, always zen. There are lifeguards here, ballpark, Memorial Day to Labor Day. There's boat storage at the lake. You have a john boat, you have a stand-up paddleboard, you have a canoe, a kayak. It's $25 per year to store it at any of the 5 locations. There's some swings, etc. here, but at one of the more mainstream beaches, we have a full-grown, tot lot, full-blown tot lot there. And there's barbecue grills, community. We are in the middle of the pandemic now, but when that's not happening, you have a lot of folks that'll come down, throw meats on the grill, their vegetables, and it just becomes a great community atmosphere sharing. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and we're going to drive to the home. And I want you to notice some of the folks on here I can see already live in the lake. And some of you might not, but I want you to notice it's very quiet. It's very peaceful. If I pass a car on the way over there, I'm going to pass very few. And there's no cut through traffic on Lakeview Drive. One of the benefits of this street. This home is also right across the street from the lake. So the houses right across the street from it are waterfront. And the two of the 3 houses right across the street are really, I think they're 1-story flat top roofs. You can look right over the top. We do have some lake views this time of year, but the leaves, it's hard to believe, a little bit sad. About 6 to 8 weeks from now, those are going to be dropping, and you're going to have beautiful, beautiful lake views, in the fall, winter, and in the springtime. So this is Lakeview right now, real quiet, real peaceful. I am a runner. I like to run. I jogged around the lake this morning. There's several laps you can do. My lap's 4.3 miles. I know a 5.5 mile lap. Really don't pass many cars. It's a great place. Just throw in my earbuds and put on a podcast and run. Lake Barcroft, of course, it's known for its nature, not just the lake, but also just big, beautiful, mature trees. I've lived here since 1986, and when I was younger, we did not have the deer, we didn't have the rabbits, the owls, the ospreys. There's just so much diversity. The foxes, I saw one fox growing up. I never saw a deer. We see all that kind of stuff now. It's very normal, and I like it. Everyone's a little different. I like as much wildlife as possible. Makes it real fun, real exciting. So the HOA dues in this lake for the entire year are only $410 per year. And as you noticed, it's a beautiful white sand beach we just left. It's amazing. The dues are so low, and our reserves are incredible. We were in a surplus. So every spring, dump trucks of bleach white sand get dropped off at the beaches. We have a sand day event. We have 4th of July fireworks. We have Labor Day games. We have music on the lake. We have Halloween parades, free photos with Santa in the wintertime. I mean, it's really just amazing what happens in the lake. This time of year, most folks are out there, they're boating, they're swimming, socializing. And if you want to get involved in an event in the community, it's very easy to do. Okay, I want you to notice this median here between the 2 lanes. This house is situated just right. I don't have to drive around the medians to pull up to the house. I'm driving a big full-size truck. So you're going to notice there's room for 2 cars here side by side. And there's also a garage, and it's a deep garage. You'll be able to pull a car inside and have a workbench as well. So here it is. It's really a cute house, very well brought together. We have a roof, which is, I think, only about 8 years old right now. I know the upper third of the chimney was just repointed up a few years ago. Oversized gutter, soffit's been redone, siding's been redone. We have an insulated garage door right there. Again, notice this is invaluable around here. So we can definitely get 2 cars side by side. For Lake Barcroft, we're known for hot summers and cold winters. So we did not get any snow last year. You never know, but we've also had some really big dumps in the last, 10, 20 years as well. All windows have been replaced in the home. We're not quite a fully fenced in yard, but we're not far from it. I have a wonderful fence guy. Could have you come out here for about 3, 4, 5 hours, and there's just a couple little gaps. You have a fully fenced in backyard. Okay, let's go inside and let's take a look. Pardon me, I am got the key in one hand and the virtual tour in the other. Okay, here we go. So 6393 Lakeview Drive. Down here in the rec room, there's 2 wood burning fireplaces in the home. This is a great area, especially in the environment we're in now, to set up a home office. Now, this actually used to be, we can't classify it as a bedroom because there's no legal egress, but essentially a bedroom, or a better use as a den in here. The sellers opted to take the wall out to open it up. They preferred the space. If you would like to close that off for an office, people are saying with the pandemic that the open floor concept might go away, and folks might be opting for more walls. You can see again, all these windows have been redone. And I'm looking at the lake right there. Probably looks like a pinprick for you, but it's a pretty nice view. Now, it was circa 2006, the kitchen and the bathrooms were taken down to the studs. They were taken down to the studs and rebuilt. So all of the bathrooms are redone. The kitchen is redone. Cherry cabinets upstairs. I believe we have birch in the downstairs laundry. Recessed lighting was put in. The electric panel was redone a few years ago as well. Again, it's an insulated garage door. So if you like to tinker around in the wintertime, that's going to come in real nice. Garage door opener, cabinets. And I would say the front of a car is going to end at about that piece of wood right there. So we have probably another 8 feet over there for the work table, even with your car in the garage. We have a full bathroom here in the lower level. I'm actually going to back up a little bit. When they were having this done, their amazing contractor came up with the idea to utilize this dead space right here. So you have some empty, or some newer drawers put in. I really can't think of any projects that have to be done in this home. This is really, bring the suitcases, start unpacking, and get your kayak down at the lake. I mean, the house is done. It's also a dry basement. A good tell when you're looking at basements is if you see a lot of, this is not always the case, but if you see a lot of ceramic tile, artificial materials in the basement, start taking a look out. But we see in the rec room, the sellers have carpet. They're really confident this is a dry basement. I love seeing a utility sink. There's an oversized A.O. Smith water heater. And just an amazing laundry area here. Tons of storage, an area to fold clothes. There is a high efficiency Carrier brand furnace. So this is brand name, not commercial grade, not builder grade. So anyone coming in late, again, we're doing the virtual tour of Lakeview Drive. And a little bit about the flow is I'm not alone here. I'm doing the virtual tour. My assistant, Kyla, is in the office on the computer. So first I'm going to walk through. I'm going to give everybody a tour of the home. The second time through, I want this to be as interactive and as fun as possible for all of you. So please bring your questions. Sometimes I can see them. They come pretty fast across my screen. Sometimes I really don't see them. So type them in. My assistant Kyla, if I miss something, is gonna get that feel to the second tour that we do. And again, just want this to be as interactive as possible for everybody. We're in a viral real estate market. Buyers, as you know, if you're in the market, interest rates are United States historic lows. We've broken that record several times this year. I have lots of clients, buying at below 3%, 2.5% on 15-year loans. I have a VA client, a veteran, buying at 2.2% and a 30-year fixed. Many sellers out there, prospective sellers that are getting a feel for what's going on. Everything that I put in the market so far this year has sold above list, and I believe everything is no home inspection, as is, and no appraisal contingency. By the way, if there's a buyer watching this right now that's interested, the seller has given permission. Go ahead and you can do what's called a pre-contract inspection, which would mean later today, tomorrow, come through with your inspector. And rather than doing the 3.5-hour inspection where they check every light bulb and every outlet, what they're going to be doing is they're checking the bones for you. They want to check, the heart and lungs of your house. So your heat, your AC, your major appliances, the structure. Check for those kind of items. But again, not every outlet, not every GFI. Little things. That way you have the peace of mind. You're not going to get a lemon, and you can write a really strong contract. That's what we're seeing a lot of in this market. Sellers have requested that contracts be submitted by Tuesday at 12 p.m. and we're hoping to do a presentation shortly thereafter. Okay, so we're in cherry cabinets here in the kitchen, and stainless steel appliances. We have gas cooking, recessed lighting. I love this island. We have this table here. We have the breakfast bar. I love eating in a breakfast bar. So this was done in 2006, but as you can notice, the style, it's timeless. Whether it was 2006, 2020, 2030, I don't believe this is a style that's really ever going to go out of fashion. We do have an attic pull down stairs with some floors up there for storage. That is an adjustable shower head there. So you have a shower and a soak tub. Bathroom's totally done. For whatever reason, this bedroom and this bedroom, potentially because of the furniture, when they had the floors done, they didn't do these floors. So these were done about 2 weeks ago. These floors were refinished. And again, I believe both of the bathrooms up here in the kitchen were taken down to the studs in 2006. That little pinprick of a lake is a heck of a lot more than it looks like in your pinprick. So remember, that house right there is 50, 60 feet tall, and I'm seeing almost that much lake. I can also see lake on the top of that house, and at the top of that house there from the other bedroom we're about to walk to. You're gonna have real nice lake views here in the summertime, in the wintertime, and notice there's no cars driving by. This is really a great street. The 4th of July fireworks are launched from Beach 3, and the best viewing point is Beach 2, which is the social beach that this home is really close to. It's about equidistant as the beach we just came from, but on the other side. And don't quote me on this, but I've lived here forever. I'm pretty sure, if you just wanted to stay relaxed, you'd be able to see the tops of the fireworks through those trees there. But if you take a 2-3 minute walk, you're just really going to get a dramatic view. That's one of my favorite events of the year in Lake Barcroft. We have a ton of events, but it's the only night of the year you'll see every single boat at about 7 p.m. heading to the same area, staging. It's real social. There's a ton of energy. And the fireworks display, I find it, as good as what happens in the Washington, D.C. mall. And it's a community, and you look around and there's friends you recognize. It's really incredible. Okay, so anybody coming on late, this is the virtual tour of Lakeview Drive. This is open for real showings. So you're welcome to contact me for a showing. If you have a realtor, you have a preferred realtor you'd like to work with, you can contact them and come take a look. For the open house, we're just doing it virtually to keep everyone safe. And I know that there are folks that are not leaving their house. We want to make sure and give everyone an opportunity to take a look. If there's something that you want to see closer, simple way to do it is, again, if you can't make it in here, what we're doing is during the pandemic, my real estate team, the Korin real estate team, every listing, if it's a $2 million house, if it is a $150,000 condo, everyone's getting a 3D Matterport walkthrough tour. So you can message me, if you can look online on Zillow, wherever you like to look. You should see a link for it. Again, message me if you don't see it. We'll be sure to get you that virtual tour. And those are great. You can look up, over your shoulders at the recessed lighting. You can look out the windows, get a really in-depth look. It's really cool. Okay, look at this home here. This is just awesome. I just feel like this is one of those homes. I obviously see a lot of houses as a realtor. It's brought together so nicely. I mean, you can see the way the light's reflecting off that soffit right there. Really clean, oversized gutters. We're doing the exterior right now. When I get done with the exterior, we're going to do this again. And I want this to be as interactive as possible for all of the guests here. So the second time through, please type your comments. I'm not alone here. My assistant Kyla is on. She's hosting this. She's in the office. So if I miss your questions, you want to direct me, you want to look at something closer, let me know. Okay, so this is the roof, again, I think is about 8 years old, 2012, and it's an architectural shingle. The sellers even paid the extra money to have a ridge vent put in to give your attic breathing. It could help with moisture in the summertime. It could also help with keeping your attic cool, keep your AC bills lower. This is a great yard here. There is a shed here. Real cute, keep your tools. And the window in the shed is real nice too. It allows some light to come through. Let's take a closer look at these patios, and we'll take a lap around the house. And again, I'm going to encourage everyone, bring your questions to me. What do you want to take a look at? What am I moving too fast through? Do you want me to go back and look at something again in more detail? We're about to start the second round. So here we have a nice slate patio. I love that mosaic light and shadows right there coming through the trees. So I've lived in Lake Barcroft since 1986, and I love how you can make the community whatever you want. I really can't hear a thing. I can hear, some crickets in the background and maybe a little bit of wind every now and then. I just don't hear a thing. So if you want it to be a quiet, getaway or lake community, you can do that. If you want it to make it a social place, this can be, obviously I am biased. I am a realtor. And I live here, but there's only 2 neighborhoods I know of that have such a great sense of community. And that's one is Lake Barcroft, and 2 is the townhouse condo development, Fairlington in Arlington. It's really, it's just amazing. Let's flip this around. Okay, so again, I'm Mike Korin with Classic Realty. What we're gonna do now, we just finished the tour of the lake. And we're going to do it. I'm going to do a repeat right now. So if you've seen this, you can stick through again. I'm going to ask everyone, bring your questions to me. I know it can be hard, to sit here and listen. And maybe there's something you want to see. Hey, Mike, go back through the laundry room again. And let's take a look at those cabinets. Or, hey, what are the kitchen cabinets made of? Bring those questions to me. We also have the bills for the electric, for the gas. I think those are ballpark about $56, $58 per month. Bring those questions to me. We want to make this as interactive and as fun as possible for you. Market's red hot. And if anyone wants to come get a real tour of the home, let me know. I'll be happy to open the door for you, or you can contact your realtor of choice to come give you a tour. We're gonna take a look at the street here. Then we're gonna come back through and take another look. A couple other things I would encourage you to do. If you're targeting the neighborhood, you wanna learn more about it. There's 3 things that I suggest everybody do. The one is go to www.lakebarcrofthomes.com. I would bookmark that. So that's every home for sale through the multiple listing service by every brokerage and every realtor. So if it's listed, one-stop shopping, everything, not just mine. But do that. I would also, there's a YouTube show that I do. It's called The Lake Barcroft Show. You can look at it at YouTube, but it's really hard to promote on YouTube. So I'd go to Facebook, look in Lake Barcroft. The Facebook group with the most subscribers, that's the one that I moderate. But what I do, I put nature on there. I put photos. I put some real estate stuff on there. But it's more of a place to learn about the community and to just get more of a sense for what it is. On there, you'll see my show, The Lake Barcroft Show. And my phone blurped. And on the Lake Barcroft Show, these are just 2 to 5 minute episodes about, hey, how far are we from the metro? How far are we from DC? Do we have running trails in the lake? What do the HOA fees cover? Everything. How deep is the lake? Are gas motors allowed? What activities are there for kids? So go through there, I'd say pour yourself a drink in about 1 hour. Again, I think there's about 50 to 55 to 60 episodes. You'll get a really good crash course on Lake Barcroft. Okay, let's start round 2 here.
Hey, Mike, we actually have a couple questions already.
Absolutely, let's go.
First question is, what is the age of the HVAC and water heater?
Thank you. If you wouldn't mind, Kyla, on the property information sheet, that information is there. I know I can take a guess, but I don't remember offhand. We'll get back to you on that one. That's going to take a few minutes for us to look up in the background. Any other questions? Okay. It is a Carrier brand water heater, and it's an Carrier brand HVAC, and it's a A.O. Smith water heater. Neither of them are brand new. I think they're about 12 to 15 years, but Kyla will tell you exactly here in just a moment. Go ahead. Other questions?
Yeah, the other question is, what's the benefit of the architectural shingle in the Lake Barcroft community?
Well, specifically in the Lake Barcroft community, or architectural shingles? That I don't really understand. But to my knowledge, and I have been on many, 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 many home inspections with the architectural shingle, the biggest benefit you get is that it's aesthetically pleasing. So it's just not as flat looking, gives you some texture.
Okay, and any issues with moss on the roof?
I do not see any issues with moss on the roof. So we just mentioned this a moment ago. We have very hot, humid summers. So it's not uncommon around here. I can see at the top there, a little bit of green stuff. Now that I'm looking for it, you have a long way to go on this roof. This roof was installed in 2012. And just in case you came in late, 2012, and there's a ridge vent put in there. Okay. Any other questions? Hey, Sarah. Any drainage issues with the backyard? There are no drainage issues. Okay, so that's a great question. So I work with buyers and sellers. Whenever I see a home on a hill or any home, I'm always going to ask, are there drainage issues? We have really, really good drainage here. And a couple tells that you want to look for is if the seller has carpet inside the basement, you're probably in a safe zone. So the sellers have been here, I'm working off memory here, I think 33 years. They have carpet in the basement. They've had no wet basement issues. Great question.
Okay. I guess just a few more questions about the roof. Just how often does it have to be replaced? I think maybe that's referring to the roof overall. And how often do gutters need to be cleaned, leaves need to be cleared off? Are there critter guards on the roof to prevent squirrels from getting in or birds nesting?
Great question. So most roofs are going to be a 20 to 30 year shingle, maybe a 25-year shingle. Anyone that has an 8-year-old roof, that's going to be considered, early in its life phase, depending how good you are as far as keeping, leaves and sticks and stuff and not walking out in the wintertime and cracking it. Those items are going to extend your life expectancy. Having that ridge vent in the attic and keeping it from overheating in the summer can help life expectancy as well too. Also, you want to keep, some people think you want to keep your attic warm in the winter. You want your attic to be the same temperature as the outside. So in the winter, again, too, having these great, soffit vents, etc., in there, what that's going to keep is and good insulation, your attic from getting hot. And that's going to keep ice dams from forming in your gutters. And we have snow, which will also hurt life expectancy of your roof. At a bare minimum, you should be cleaning your leaves once in the fall, then once in the spring, after the pollen fronds fall down. But I'm up on my roof probably 4 times a year. There are no gutter covers here. And for what it's worth, if I have a property with gutter covers, I rip them off and throw them away. I've yet to see a gutter cover. The stuff doesn't get underneath. And I would rather clean my gutters in 15 minutes instead of 2 hours going underneath gutter covers. But that is personal opinion. Any other questions? Great questions, by the way.
Are there any warranties such as on the roof, which convey?
I like this person, whoever questions they're asking. I do not know. Feel free to send us, just in case we don't have it, your email and telephone number, and we can look into any extended warranties on this and follow up with you. Any other questions? I'll go ahead with the tour. And again, I want this to be as interactive, so point me around. So in the recent years, and a lot of the stuff started here in about 2005, so to 2020. So in the last 15 years, just on the outside, what I can see from right here, soffit, fascia, oversized gutters, downspouts, this vinyl wrap on the house. I think there's waterproofing underneath that as well too. All windows have also been redone. We also have, they took it the extra level. I rarely see this, a garage door that's insulated. So if you want to tinker around in the garage or not getting into a ice cold car in the wintertime, that is an insulated garage door, really nice. The yard is almost fully fenced. One of my favorite vendors is my fence guy. About 3 to 5 hours, he could have this complete this and have this fully fenced for you. Okay, something I forgot to mention earlier, and I'm going to show it to you right now, is we have a celebrity that used to live in this home. So Ramsey Clark, the former U.S. Attorney General, used to live in this house, and this was the little sign he had mounted by his mailbox. So the sellers have enjoyed that. They are going to leave that here for the new owner. So I'm inside the garage now. Again, it's insulated garage. We do have a garage door opener. The electric panel was replaced too. And I think, again, everything pretty much is about 2005 or newer. So that's really, really, really good. Your car is going to end somewhere about in this area, depending the size of it. So you have a lot of room to tinker around, to access these cabinets, to access the workbench. If you've never lived in a lake community, you're probably going to end up with a kayak or a stand-up paddleboard or fishing gear. You're going to love this garage. Along those notes, you're probably going to get some gear that gets dirty, and you're going to love the utility sink in this area right down here. Somebody asked earlier about the water heater. So this is an oversized A.O. Smith water heater. Really clean, dry smelling basement. By the way, you have plenty of time if you have not yet. If you're local and you'd like to come inside the house, sellers are requesting contracts to be due, contracts if any, Tuesday at 12 p.m. I'll be presenting to the sellers shortly thereafter. And so plenty of time to come through and do a walkthrough. You can also sellers have given permission for you to do a pre-settlement home inspection. So I do believe that everybody deserves the right to have a home inspection to make sure you're not getting in lemons. What a pre-settlement is in the market that we're in, we have very low inventory. Interest rates are United States historic lows. We have a ton of buyers, almost nothing to buy. So it's very competitive. So what that means is a pre-settlement home inspection, your inspector will come through, make sure you're not buying a lemon. We'll check the structure, the major appliances, the foundation, make sure everything looks good. We're not going to test every light bulb and every outlet. So instead of the 3-hour home inspection, about an hour, and give you that peace of mind. And if there is a bidding war, a multiple offer situation, and don't be afraid of those. I've been doing this a long time. I'm not afraid of those when I'm on the buyer's side. It's a great way to strengthen your offer. Let me flip this back around. These cabinets are made of birch. Great laundry area here. And this is a Carrier brand, which is a top end furnace. And it comes very, very fast across my screen, but I notice Kyla, who's in the office, did start throwing dates of some of these items in the comments section, so you could take a look there. So it was ballpark 2006, the kitchen and some of the baths. I think both the upstairs baths were taken to the bare studs and recessed light was put in. So you have a large part of the home was almost rebuilt, redone in 2006. This is a very sun-filled home. The two criteria, Ryan, I see your question, Ryan. I'll get to that in a second. That's one of my favorite questions right there. This house used to have a den or office down here, so there was a wall. You know, the open floor concept has been the thing for years, so the sellers opted to remove that. That was their office area. You know, with the pandemic, no one knows how long this is going to last. People are working from home. It will be a very fast project. I can introduce you to contractors, throw another wall in there if you want another bedroom. So that'd technically be a den. You throw in a legal egress, meaning a legal window to get out. You put a closet in there. You quickly turn this to a 4-bedroom home. And if things happen like they normally do, you're just going to up the equity of your house. You know, the value of your house is just going to go up. So I think a gentleman named Ryan asked me, what's the quickest way to access the lake? So let me just step back outside real quick. I love the lake, really passionate about the lake. I'm a big fisherman, not talking about beach days and barbecue days and hanging out with friends, talking about on my boat fishing. I've easily logged over 2,000 days on the water. So if anyone has any fishing questions too, I can ask you. So, I can answer those. Okay, the quickest way to access the lake is to become friends with your neighbors right across the street. And if you become friends with them, they might allow you to jump in their backyard, but I'm not going to guarantee that. Okay, so this is home in particular has really good access. So you can walk or you can bike that way. And you'll be at Beach 2 in probably 4 or 5 minutes. Beach 2 is one of the more social beaches. I don't know if it's always there, but there's sometimes a volleyball net. There are lifeguards at the beaches. There's a boat, kayak, canoe storage down there. There's a dock if you want to take a drink and a book and just chill out a little bit. Right across from there is Sunny Beach 3, where a lot of the events are held. The Labor Day games, which unfortunately due to the pandemic this year are canceled. But what happens at the Labor Day games, I mean, it's incredible. Again, the sense of community here. I don't know any other neighborhood that does this. We have swimming races, we have running races, we have canoe races, three-legged running races. There's a tug of war contest every year, men versus women, and I kid you not, everyone tries. I've never seen the guys win that one. It's incredible. The local high school, Justice High School, typically comes. They sell barbecue and sodas there. I've even seen them for a donation because they're not allowed to sell donate beer, which was pretty cool. I don't know if they still do that anymore. It's really, really a great community. The fireworks are going to happen there too. So this beach is great to watch the fireworks. And then Beach 1, for anyone coming on late, you can walk to Beach 1. You'll always have that beach to yourself, especially if it's a weekday. Okay, I'm going to continue with the tour. We are on round tour 2 of this open house. So please bring questions. Let me know if there's something in particular that you would like to look at. If you want me to slow down, speed up, open a cabinet, open a pantry, do something like that. We have entire hardwood floors upstairs are in really good shape. I think the camera is picking that up really nicely. I mean, they're gleaming. I don't see a scratch in here.
Hey, Mike.
This house, I am here.
Quick question about the beach. What is the guest policy for the beaches?
Perfect. Okay, so when you're a resident of Lake Barcroft, you're going to get a beach tag, and that's a little plastic tag. It has your lot number. Each house in Lake Barcroft has a unique lot number, and each resident legally is a strong word. Each resident is allowed to bring 5 guests with them. So, if there's 2 of you, you can bring 10 guests. If you would like to have, say, a 20 to 30 person barbecue, you can request permission from that. Beach 5 is a very wooded, outdoorsy beach. And there is a gazebo there. There's like a huge, almost like a football field down there, natural grass surrounded by water on 3 sides. You can rent that out. So I've rented that out before for some events. It's a lot of fun. And to rent it out, it's It's almost nothing. And Kyla, you can chime in. I know we have to put a reserve security deposit we get back. It's either free or it's $50 or something. It's really, really, really cheap. There's 2 wood burning fireplaces here. There are lifeguards at all of the beaches, and all of the beaches have boat storage. That might sound crazy if you haven't lived here, but you will quickly accumulate vessels, whether that be canoes, kayaks, stand-up paddleboards, john boats, a party barge. Boating is part of our community here. These are cherry cabinets. I really like these handles here. I really like the style. I really like the clean lines. It's really timeless. It's hard to believe this install, again, taken to the Bear Studs in 2006, whether it's done 2006, 2020, I can't tell the difference because it's just such a timeless style. I really like it. We're in round 2 of the virtual open house. So I'm encouraging everybody to direct me this round. Let me know what you'd like to do. We have gas cooking here. I love to cook. I also like looking out the window. So how cool is that view while you're cooking right there? You open this window, you have guests outside, you're hosting, talk to them, while you're in here getting the fajitas or whatever ready. Lazy Susan, I love that.
Mike, is there a hood over the range?
Not over the range, it's built into the range.
Oh.
Okay. Stainless steel appliances. Again, everything is real clean. I don't see anything that needs to be done to this house. Unpack your suitcases, hang pictures on the wall, grab a cooler and head down to the beach with your umbrella. I mean, this is really, it's move-in condition. Oh, actually, I did think of something. A lot of the homes here in Lake Barcroft are, obviously they're older. Most of them were built in that 1950s era. So it is suggested you reline both of the wood fireplaces. But other than that, these are all dimmer switches right here. It's a programmable thermostat. We have attic pull-down stairs here, and there is some floor up there for storage. I can see half of what Ryan asked. To my knowledge, these have not been relined. So if you would like to burn wood, you can have them relined. If you're a gas person, interestingly enough, I mean, I don't have gas in my house. I have a wood burning stove. So you can have them relined, or for that same price, you could have it relined and have a gas insert put in. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone if you would like to do the gas route. This hardwood floor was done about 2 weeks ago. It's beautiful. This home does have lake views. I mentioned this a moment ago, but some of you, have not been here for the whole open house. So it probably looks like a pinprick right there. Those are water views. That's a lot bigger than a pinprick. You got to figure that piece of the house right there, and that's 40, 50 feet tall. So that's a lot of water. You cannot, I'm pretty sure you can't pick up in this video, is on the top of that roof, and top of those roofs over there, I could see water too. But what that's going to mean is, we're about 7 or 8 weeks away from the leaves falling. You're going to have really good views here of the lake. That is a oversized truck right there. So something I also like to see are wide driveways. So you can fit 2 cars in here side by side. And one of my favorite features in a home, and it's the #1 thing I consistently have my buyers tell me they're looking for in a home, is a sun-filled home. This home is very sunny. It's very bright, very cheerful. All the windows are done. These are all new light fixtures. In the bedrooms, we have new paint. Bathrooms are done. You have the normal shower. The normal shower head, you also have a wand. And this is one of the bathrooms that I believe was taken to bare studs in 2006 and rebuilt. So this is not just throwing in a vanity and new counters. It's professionally done. You have shelving inside the closets. Are there any questions I missed or anything anyone would like to see? We're going to do a lap around the home here momentarily. And you know, Kyle, I think I might do something different. Unless anybody opposes, we can do this lap. And if no one else new has jumped on, we could actually go down to beach 2 and take a look at one of the other community beaches as a nice way to wrap up the open house. Because let's face it, Lake Barcroft is, the house is amazing, but you are paying a premium for the lake, and it's a premium that's well worth it. This is an oasis in the concrete jungle. The next biggest lake this size is Lake Anna, and it's minimum 2 hours away, slugging through 95 traffic, and it's not the same. I do a lot of workouts in Washington, D.C. Granted, early in the morning without traffic, 6 a.m. I can make it to the Lincoln Memorial in about 11, 12 minutes. So it is a wonderful place to call home. HOA dues, I believe, are $410 the entire year. That includes access at all 5 beaches, the ability to store boats at the lake, all of the events. It's very, very, very well done. Very affordable. Kyla, has anyone new jumped on, or can we take a lap and then head to beach 2?
No one new has jumped on for a while, so I think you're good.
Okay, if anyone does, just let me know. Would everyone like that? You want to see the lake? If I maybe get a couple thumbs ups or some yeses, that would be helpful, because I want to make this as interactive as possible. Brian, thank you for your feedback there. We'll go take a look at a different part of the lake.
And Ryan also asked about, you had mentioned that there's usually a surplus. Does that mean 100% of people pay their dues?
Oh, I honestly have absolutely no idea about. Well, one of the things you're going to love about buying here or any HOA is you can look at all of that. So the seller is going to be providing you with the resale documents. It's going to have all the rules, the regulations, and all the finances in there. So take a look. But we have about 1,000, I think 45 homes now in Lake Barcroft. I think it's fair to say that at some point somebody has been delinquent. But for the most part, now we're in very, 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 very good standing. That's all I know. I can't give you the financial breakdown because I'm not involved with that. But it will be inside your resale documents. So I saw half of that. Any major No, most of this, Ryan, is established. There are some walking trails up in there. There is a workshop. There is a shed up there as well. There's a shed up in there. I have wood fence here, wood fence on the side, and it's a wire fence in the back, but I have an amazing fence guy could turn this into a fully fenced in yard for you. This is established. This is mature landscaping. So yes, it has all been landscaped, but it was landscaped a long time ago. And to me, that means it's in balance. It means that this was not quick lipstick to get it ready for the market. Fake mulch thrown over weeds, and 6 weeks from now, you have a yard full of weeds. This is the way it should look for a long time to come. Everything's very established. Windows, soffit, roof, oversized gutters, windows, insulated garage door. Everything has been done. In case we have 14 minutes left, we're going to go ahead and just drive to the next nearest beach, give everyone a good sense for the community. And I want everyone to know you're welcome to come and look at the home in person. You can contact me. I'll be happy to help you get inside. If you have a realtor already or a realtor of choice, you can contact them and come take a look. Just during the pandemic, there are folks that I'm working with that cannot or do not want to leave the house. And we want to be respectful to them. And that's why we're doing these virtual opens to keep everyone safe. But you're welcome to come on through the old-fashioned way as well. Okay, now for anyone that came in late, we actually started at one of the other beaches. Something I like about this home is right here is where the median starts between the two lanes. So if I'm heading this direction, I can turn into the driveway without having to drive to the other end of this median and pull a U-turn. So I do like this location. During the drive, I did see a question pop up. I was not able to read it. If Kyla, you could please read that to me.
Yes, another question about the HOA. Do they increase prices frequently?
No, they do not. They stayed stable for a long time. They inched it up a little bit this year. I don't know if you've bought inside a HOA before, but this is an extremely low HOA. The community's been here for a very long time. We're here. This is the beach on the right. And what we're doing is we're kind of driving over a little bit of a creek area. And let me just find a little place here to park the car. So there's 5 beaches on the lake. This is beach number 2. This is one of the more social beaches. You get a lot of folks down here where some of them are a little more remote and quiet. The other beach this one is next to is the remote quiet beach. That's beach 1. If you go there on a weekday, you'll typically have that all to yourself. I assume that we're going to see a fair amount of people here with it being a beautiful Sunday. A lot of cars here. Now there are beach tags that are on, you put it anywhere, but typically you put it on your keychain. So the lifeguard's going to ask me for my beach tag. They probably know me. I've been here forever. We're not going to stay because I don't have my tag with me, but we're just going to quickly give everyone a tour and take a look at this. So again, I'm 15 minutes, without traffic, much less than that, to the Lincoln Memorial. I'm about 12, 13 minutes to the Ballston Metro and to the East Falls Church Metro. I mean, look at how beautiful this is. By the way, this is just, again, sense of the community. We have a creek right here. I've always loved this house. And there's a house nestled there. And the way these folks get to their house is they park in their driveway and they walk. It's like a single lane pedestrian bridge to their house over the water. I mean, it's really a magical place to call home. I feel really blessed to live here. Okay, so this one is unique. It's more, the entrance to it is more wooded, where some of them are very beach-like. Bleach white sand surrounded by water on 3 sides. That's beach 4, for example. The one I live next to, it doesn't have this wooded feel at all. It has, again, that just open air beach feel. But this is real neat. We don't have, I'm a runner. I get asked a lot, do we have running trails around the lake? No, there is not a waterfront trail. So we do have all of the houses here are private property that are waterfront. But what we do is at the public access points, and pretty much there's 6 of them. There's 5 beaches, and then there's the footbridge or the Women's Garden Center. That's a pedestrian bridge across the lake. One of the only ways you can get across over there, and cars can't, just bicycles or pedestrians. And you'll see there's just little trails right here. So if I'm jogging around, I can come and just pick up some of this stuff, and it just makes it feel like I'm dipping into the woods for a little bit. I think I'm about to get sniped for not having my beach pass, but let's just make this fast. Okay, take a look at this. How amazing is this vibe? This is home, guys. If you lived here, you'd be home right now. After the open house, I'm going to go look at one more house in the lake, and then I plan on putting my boat on the lake this afternoon. So there's the volleyball net. There's 2 barbecue grills over there. There's picnic tables. There's swings. The lake is 135 acres. There's 5 white sand beaches. There's again, boat, kayak, canoe storage here. Across the lake is Beach 3, one of the real sunny resort-like beaches. And the fireworks are launched from that point on Beach 3. So on the 4th of July, that beach is closed. They put a buoy across the lake here, and it's the only day of the year. It's so much fun. Every boat in the lake will be stacked in here with the fireworks launching over them. And then Beach 2 is one of the best viewing points. And I think that this home, the virtual open house we're at right now, is going to be a real good viewpoint for that. We're going to come down here. We'll show you some more of the trail and some of the boat storage.
Hey, Mike, we had a question on restrictions on Are there any restrictions on gatherings at the beach due to COVID?
Yes, there are. And I don't remember the requirement, but they've limited number of folks per group. I mean, each resident, regardless, is only supposed to bring 5 guests at a time. So, and then I apologize if I'm redundant, Ryan. I just mentioned this a little while ago, but we have should be next week, I think 2 weeks from now, our Labor Day games. It's probably our biggest event of the year, where every event you can think of, from swimming races to running races to sand castle contests for the kids. It's an amazing. They've canceled it. We're a very careful community, but as you can see, we're not boring. Everyone's out having fun. So these are all private boats. It's $25 per year for a sticker. This is what the sticker looks like. They change the color and the year on here. And so what folks do is they write their lot number, and then someone comes through periodically and verifies to make sure that all of the stickers, all the boats have stickers if they're all licensed. If not, they cut the locks, and actually is going to happen, I think, next week. For any boats that are illegally here, they have an auction. So people go down there and try and buy boats. So believe it or not, I mentioned this earlier, you'll quickly collect vessels here. People will, someone will donate them a kayak, a canoe, blah, blah. People will just forget they have these boats. And if we didn't come through, or someone didn't come through and clean them up, we would just be overloaded. So it's a great system. So this is one of our 5 beaches. It's 135 acres. I'm a big fisherman, so to put it in perspective, it's hard to understand what 135 acres is. But to fish the entire shoreline, I've done that in 34 years once. And my goal was I had to take 1 cast in front of every house. I started at sunrise. I finished at about 4 p.m. It's a very, very, very big lake. This is not a pond. You catching anything? You're on TV. Beautiful day in Lake Barcroft. Any other questions here? We got about 5 minutes left. I'm going to walk back over to the beach, just show you all the quality of the sand, and we're going to start wrapping up here. I do appreciate everyone coming by. And as I walk out, I'm just going to kind of give a little bit of a closing, a little bit of a summary too. You're welcome to come through to tour the house. You can contact me, contact your favorite realtor to take a look. The market is red hot. We have very low inventory. So what we're seeing right now is sellers in this environment, they don't want to move if they don't have to. And so we have very, very low inventory. Interest rates are at United States historic lows. We've broken that record several times this year. I have clients buying definitely below 3%. I have a VA client about to close at 2.2% on his loan as a vet. And I follow a real estate economist really closely. And what we're not seeing is a repeat of the 2008 recession. That's a question I get a lot. 2008 was a housing crisis. It was a mortgage crisis. Right now, we're inside of a health crisis. So real estate is very strong. A large portion of these folks filing for unemployment, and I don't take that lightly. I feel really horrible for them. Wish them all the best. But they're age 25 and under. They're in the service industry. These aren't your typical homeowners. The average U.S. homeowner has enormous equity in their house right now, unlike 2008, where people were treating their houses like credit cards, taking equity loans for vacations, etc. So somebody were a homeowner, and due to the crisis were to lose their job, they're probably not going to give their house back to the bank and get foreclosed on. They're going to hire a realtor and sell for top dollar. So I feel really confident about real estate at the moment. If anyone has any questions, just a moment, please. If anyone has any questions thinking about buying, if they're thinking about selling, my contact information should be here. If not, you can just message me. We can just meet offline, get any of your questions answered. Buyers, you're going to be buying. You're nationwide across America. Your average to keep your home payments the same with today's rates versus a year ago. Most people have about $30-some thousand more purchasing power. And nationwide prices are much lower than this. So your purchasing power is much higher right now. Sellers' homes are flying off the shelf at top dollars with just amazing terms. So sellers, again, just reach out. Let me know what I can do to help out. Sorry to cut you off, Kyla. Go ahead. Real pretty bridge right here.
No problem. Ryan had a question. What do you catch in the lake, and are there any invasive fish?
The largemouth bass is our #1 species right here. We have phenomenal fishing. Largemouth bass, crappie, bluegill, catfish, carp. They stocked hybrid striped bass in the late 90s. They're all gone. They're talking about another stocking. And interesting that you mentioned that we caught our first snakehead in the lake about 2 weeks ago. It was a healthy 10-pounder, and it was caught right over there. I'm a passionate fisherman. I am not afraid of them. They've been balancing really well across America with largemouth bass, and I see them eventually being classified as another game fish. Any other questions? Beautiful. Every spring, again, part of your HOA dues, they bring in white sand and they top this off, and they actually do this thing called Sand Day. They have piles of sand and they hide money in there for the kids, and they have games. It's just a cool place to call home. If there are no other questions, thank you, everyone. I'm Mike Korin. I have 3 things I encourage everyone to do. If you're looking to buy in the lake, go to lakebarcrofthomes.com, bookmark that site, share it with your friends. That's every home for sale by every brokerage and every realtor in the multiple listing service. Follow the Lake Barcroft show. You can do that on YouTube or Facebook. And my 3rd tip is on Facebook. Look up Lake Barcroft. Become a fan of the group with the most followers. That's the one I moderate. Most of the stuff is community information, photos. Just, I'm passionate about the lake. And then periodically, if I hear about a good real estate deal like this one, I'm going to throw it online there too. Feel free to contact me directly. Kyla, do me a favor. Just type my personal cell phone up there, the 703-216-8467. People can call or text me directly. And if we are all done, I'm putting my boat in the lake. Go ahead. Kyla, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I put it in there, not in your email.
Perfect. All right. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. We ask that contracts please be submitted by Tuesday at 12 p.m. Good luck. Have a great afternoon. I look forward to hearing from you.